Watching Peppa Pig is always enjoyable, but spotting the animation mistakes makes it even more entertaining. In today's video, we're going to showcase some of the funniest animation errors we've come across in Peppa Pig. Let's start with the episode Daddy Pig's Birthday. In this one, Mummy Pig gifts Daddy Pig a pair of boots, and he's eager to try them out. The whole pig family heads outside to jump in a muddy puddle, but as they step out of the house, George's boots are red. However, when they arrive at their destination, his boots have mysteriously turned orange. Just moments ago, they were clearly red. Now this next mistake is quite bizarre. In Captain Daddy Pig, Peppa and her family borrow Grandpa Pig's boat for a relaxing day on the river. When we first see Daddy Pig standing on the deck, it looks completely plain. But suddenly, when Peppa says she's hungry, a hatch appears out of nowhere. Just seconds earlier, there was nothing there. Perhaps Daddy Pig has some secret magical powers. Moving on, in George's new dinosaur, there's a quick but noticeable mistake. When Mummy and Daddy Pig try to get Peppa and George to bed, we see the moon shining through the window. But in the very next frame, the moon is gone. Maybe it's playing a game of hide and seek. In tidying up, Peppa and George are cleaning their room but get distracted by their toys. At first glance, Peppa's room doesn't seem very big. However, when Daddy Pig enters and accidentally steps on a toy car, he slides across the room, which suddenly appears much larger. Then, when Mummy Pig enters, the room is back to its normal size. Additionally, the toy basket, which was originally behind the door, inexplicably moves to the other side when Mummy Pig steps in. Seems like even the animators got confused in all this chaos. In Dr. Hamster's Tortoise, Dr. Hamster visits the children to introduce her pets. Candy Cat is present in the classroom during this scene. However, later when Dr. Hamster calls Miss Rabbit's fire engine to rescue her pet Tortoise, Candy Cat somehow appears in a car behind the fire engine. How did he get there so fast? This one is truly puzzling. Now let's talk about Daddy Pig's playground lesson. In this episode, Daddy Pig teaches the children how to create their own muddy puddles. At first, Peppa is standing very close to George, Candy Cat, and Susie Sheep. But in the next scene, she is suddenly much farther away from them, almost as if she teleported. Later in the same episode, Daddy Pig demonstrates how concrete works. As the kids watch, George stands beside Peppa. But when Edmund Elephant answers a question about concrete, George completely disappears. Thankfully, he reappears moments later. Did he fall into the concrete? Luckily, no. In Playgroup Star, Peppa wins her first star for an impressive drawing of her house. Daddy Pig, feeling left out, decides to retrieve an old drawing of a dragon from his childhood. As he rummages through the attic, we see a painting leaning against a box with a blue bag on top of it. However, as Daddy Pig finds his old school folder, the painting suddenly moves behind him, and the chest that was originally in the scene disappears. Since Daddy Pig never moved these items, the only logical explanation is an animation slip-up. Now for a really amusing mistake. In the playground, Peppa and her friends attempt to help Daddy Pig when he gets stuck on the slide. Initially, they line up in a specific order: Peppa, Susie, Danny Dog, Candy Cat, Rebecca Rabbit, and Pedro. However, as they slide down one by one, Rebecca Rabbit is mysteriously missing. But when the camera cuts to Daddy Pig, she suddenly jumps off the slide, before Candy Cat, even though she was originally behind him. It seems like the animators got the sequence mixed up. Next, in Picnic, the pig family enjoys a lovely outdoor meal. When we first see the picnic blanket, there are 2 sandwiches. But in the next scene, all 4 family members have sandwiches in hand, even though there were only 2 originally. Additionally, 2 extra plates and glasses of orange juice appear out of nowhere. Even the juice carton magically disappears. Maybe someone performed a little picnic magic? A particularly tricky mistake appears in washing. Peppa, George, and Mummy Pig are playing in muddy puddles when Daddy Pig's white shirt gets dirty. Mummy Pig puts it in the laundry basket and leaves to grab more clothes. Peppa then adds her own shirt to the basket. After the wash cycle finishes, Mummy Pig removes Peppa's shirt, but the machine is suddenly empty. Just moments ago, we saw several other pieces of clothing inside. And later, when Daddy Pig comes home from work, there are clothes in the washing machine again, only to vanish after Peppa hands him his shirt. Looks like the washing machine has some unexplained magic of its own. Lastly, in New Shoes, Peppa receives a pair of shiny red shoes. Later that night, when it's bedtime, George's bed appears completely empty, but moments later, his beloved toy dinosaur magically appears beside him. There are 2 possibilities here. Either George was hiding it under his blanket, or the animators simply forgot to include it in the first shot. What do you think? That wraps up our video for today. We hope you had fun spotting these animation blunders. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, we'll see you in the next one.